Oh shit alert, Louis clothes, calling when existing, Louboutins and Gucci shows.
Yo, what's up? Detroit is definitely in the building via your headphones, stereo, and speakers. This is the Sneaker Box Radio Show podcast. I'm your host, the African Caesar, joined by the contrarian of the show, Gino.
Yo.
Yes. Joined by my co-producer, Francis 313. The Googler, as he's...
The Googler.
Yes, the Googler.
It's my superhero name.
Yes. We just gave away your secret identity, so I got to edit this out.
Boost Man Googler.
Yeah, of course, we have...
Somebody got to take that moniker now.
Because I'm done with it.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Don't ever.
You love
Never,
Yeezys.
never, ever.
How many Ultra Boosts you got now?
0.
You got that Black History one, didn't you?
It's discontinued. It's rare.
Right.
You ran right over to Essence and bought them, didn't you?
Yeah. Support the black man with the insole.
Oh, my God.
Stop it.
You talk about lazy.
But the upper's uncaged, so there's symbolism there.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah,
I'm sure the color's like cotton white, so I was wondering something there too.
Uncaged. Wow, they...
And
man.
cotton white. That's
I don't know.
Who
King
let,
K White.
who let that through?
Man, you know, we're going to get to that story because
For sure.
I love how they act like they came to the conclusion as if social media didn't get in their ass and force them to make that decision.
Oh, they caught it after they posted.
Yeah, right.
Come on now. Dumb.
They heard
On second thought.
everyone's argument was Nike's being lazy with Black History Month, and they're just like, here, hold my beer.
You're right, yeah, exactly. And then, of course, we have our saint/rabbi of the show.
No, Rabbi. I'm
Guru
strictly.
Stein.
Don't call me no Jewish person. Don't Black History Month or any year. Thank you. Appreciate it.
We have our
Black
rabbi.
power.
We
Thank
have
you.
our rabbi, Guru Stein.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And the way they faking out this vibranium nowadays, man. I'm happy to be black.
Obviously, he doesn't work for Adidas. Got some topics we're going to get into other than Adidas just being clowns. Nike signs a deal with Major League Baseball. Foot Locker and Adidas teams up to get more sneakers to you faster. And then later today, we'll be joined by Devlin.
Well, they gonna start backdooring to the front now.
Got jokes.
Did they ever stop?
No.
But later we'll be joined by Devlin Braswell, a.k.a. D-Nice, a.k.a. FBCC Bay Area. Fashion and footwear designer and creator of the SIA Collective and Boys Couture Club brand. But first, this is the Sneaker Box podcast/radio show, live from the Podcast Detroit studios, part of the Sneaker Bar Detroit and DTLR family. Social media, follow us on Twitter at TSB_radio. You can follow us on Instagram at the SneakerBox_radio. And you can follow us on Facebook by simply looking up the Sneaker Box Radio Show page. Yeah, so we've been off for about 2 weeks. Last week the weather was just ridiculous.
terrible.
Only in Michigan too can they go from like -12 to like 50 degrees in like 4 days. It's
Ready for them potholes.
That's what happens when the government turns on their global warming machine, you know?
Man, here you go, start messing up.
And how many people listened to them when they said, turn your heat down to 65?
Nobody.
My heat was on 76.
I ain't gonna lie.
I know
Hey,
some people that did and their pipes burst. So,
well,
dummies.
Yeah.
It's too cold for that.
Way too cold.
I'll take that
Okay,
bill.
Gino.
Again.
I was at my parents' house.
No. My heat was on 76
It was at
the
Gino
whole
Manor.
time.
Man.
Black people.
I use the same towel all week so they wouldn't ask me questions.
If there was no context behind that, that's
On jump, man.
No, you said
That
they
was not
questioned
water
you.
in your
They
cup
said they
either.
questioned you about your towel.
That was.
Why you use two
Come on,
towels?
man.
Come on,
You
you
guys-
forgot that quick?
You gotta start
I,
using
I remember what
Well,
I'm
you
saying.
tell you- come
If-
on now.
Hey, if anybody
Oh, you-
just heard us, they'd be like, ugh.
You
Yeah,
gotta
right.
start using the corners, man. Monday corner, Tuesday corner. You gotta start.
You got to
using
follow the
corners.
show to know. You know?
Yes. If you just tuned in, you have no idea.
You
what
wouldn't
we're
know
talking
that Gino. You
About
know,
the brothel.
Yes, the brothel that Gino runs at his parents' house. Or out of his parents' house.
and got busted.
Yeah, didn't you get caught? Mm-mm. Or they just had
Just got
questions?
questions about
Yeah.
about two towels.
I know how to. I know how
two
to.
chains.
I know how to
That's
lie.
That's more like that Trump administration. Get questioned but don't get caught. You know what I'm saying?
Lying to your
We
parents,
got to have Robert Mueller look into
man.
Gino and his brothel at his parents' house. Anyway, I guess we can get.
Y'all not gonna find nothing.
I get.
Listen about
You
OJ.
sure? Right.
I got rid of the evidence.
That's what OJ thought. And then they found that one glove that he.
Did he go to jail for that?
No, he went to jail for stealing his own stuff.
Exactly.
There you
So
go. So.
If it don't fit, you must have quit.
I mean, look, it's hard to convict you when you ask the lead investigator straight up, did you plant or mess with any evidence, and he pleads the fifth. Like, that ain't reasonable doubt.
Or the detectives carrying evidence from one crime scene to another, and then putting it in his car and not
Yeah,
turning
took it
to
home.
Yeah, I mean, bro.
Like, if that's, look, I'm not saying OJ didn't do it or did do it. I'm
Or
just saying.
how about the lead prosecutor says, do not have him trying to glove, and then the associate prosecutor trying to be egotistical makes him trying to glove.
Yeah.
Which is the starting point of trial.
Man.
Tried on the glove.
That
Smart.
case was a debacle from beginning to end.
I'm glad I enjoyed it. I was like 90,
Wow.
94?
Only Guru was like the only 4-year-old watching the case.
I was actually like about 8 then.
And
So I
that's
enjoyed it.
and at that point is when you wanted to be a lawyer.
Nah, I don't like arguing.
Oh, bullshit. Look at John.
I can't spend $100,000 to get a degree to
There
tell
goes
me I
my
can
New Year's
argue.
resolution of not cussing on the show. That was just so
I can't
flagrant.
pay $100,000 for a piece of paper to tell me I can argue in a courtroom between 9 and 5.
That's
I
a
can't do it.
flagrant foul on you.
I'm saying, man, check on Guru, man, for lying.
It's okay, man.
Lying. You're a liar. All right, anyway, let's get to our fact.
You're a liar.
You're a dirty
Just as
liar.
much as you like exclusive shoes, Caesar.
Who doesn't?
Sample.
Sample. Limited runs.
Size 15 sample.
Limited
Made
runs.
for somebody.
I ain't lie, though.
Limited runs.
Anyway, let's get to our Fab 5 sneaker releases from the previous week.
Fab Five. Top five, top five, top five.
Saw it in my dream. 5.
All right, so number 5, we have the Nike Kyrie 5 Just Do It. Yes, cool shoe. Actually, I like them better than the Black History Months, but
What's number 4?
Nah, I don't like a Black History Month.
yeah,
It looked like a Lady Foot Locker basketball shoe.
it does.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, I agree
The
with you on
black,
that.
pink, and the blue. That's what it
Yeah,
looks
it's a little
like.
too colorful.
I mean, it's cool. It's just that for him to have like out cold colorways, it was like a step down.
You know what kind of reminded me
I
of
feel
the?
like it was too early for that colorway.
Yeah,
it's more of a spring shoe.
Yeah.
You know what it kind of reminded me of? What was it? The Kyrie 4s. We had the one shoe was like Vogue green, the other one was like purple.
Oh, you talking about confettis?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of like, I guess that would be the Kyrie 5 version of that.
Well, my question is this: How much longer is Nike going to go with the Just Do It thing?
Shoot.
I mean, if we go by how long they use that marketing campaign, you better buckle your seatbelt, fella.
Hey, you ever seen the sound? You ever seen the Sandlot? Like, forever.
I mean, I'm just saying, like this just hasn't stopped. So
No, I mean you talk about Nike. I mean they made like 1 million pairs of up tempos just because they could.
well, I heard that was because of you.
Because of you.
I know. You know what? Everybody called me out on that too. I didn't say they should. I just said they would.
You told them to make an up tempo with
And
with a
indirectly.
360.
Right. I just
360 Air
said
Max
don't be
bottom.
surprised if they do it. And guess what? They did it. Yeah.
You had an opportunity. You were like Kyrie. You had an opportunity to shut it down. They said when they said,
How did I have the
you-
opportunity?
I'm gonna tell you why. You
I
told us.
feel like this is a LeBron
No,
argument.
it's not LeBron. It's not a LeBron.
You know it is.
No, it's not a LeBron argument.
LeBron's
I'm just
gonna be
saying-
referenced at
no,
some point.
I said like you said if you guys can, you should stop. You kill the up tempo colorway, right? You could have left it there. I think they would have took your word and stopped. Then when they asked you if they asked you if you could have any shoe, what would you do? And you said up tempo. Then they said, "Oh yeah, we can keep going." Like, yeah, this is the standard.
Man, first of all, that was like a year ago.
And how
I
long?
said
How many? And they been keep putting them out.
I mean,
they wasn't gonna stop.
when did production start though?
It takes like 18 months.
Okay.
So they had that
So-
already in the bag before I even got
not
there.
necessarily.
Nah.
But
You might have gave it the seal of approval.
Yeah.
what?
They
I
could've-
didn't tell them to put an
They
Air
could have
Max
sent
on
them
it.
straight to the outlets.
I didn't
You
tell
know
them
what
to
I'm
put
saying?
an
C
Air
said
Max
these ain't gonna
bottom.
fly. They're going to the outlets.
Hold on, time out. I didn't tell them. I didn't tell them to put an Air Max bottom on it, and I called it. Like, what was that, like 2-3 shows ago? I was like, don't be surprised when they do it.
That's because
you knew.
you get samples from them, bro. You are influencer, man. So you know these things, bro. Don't try to front on us, bro. You get
Okay.
shoes early and everything. You know, bro. You
I
on
guess
the,
I'm just the fat.
you on the
Jock Slade
Oregon
over
Ducks
here,
seating
just-
list, bro. Like you get the same shoes the players got, man. So,
Because you're young.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
we're young.
absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yep.
You ain't old.
Oh wow. 35 ain't old.
I'm just
Nah,
blessed
you-
to sit next to
nah.
an influencer. Forget hoes.
You got
man.
20 years. You
I
got
do
20
shoot-
years to be
I
old.
do
man.
show with African Caesar doing Black History Month. I'm blessed, man.
Y'all ain't shit.
Yeah.
This is real monumental.
Absolutely, absolutely.
This turned sideways quick.
I was saying,
Absolutely,
like
man.
usually I know what's gonna happen. Like when we do our show, and this,
You are the man. Black Caesar.
Living legend,
Young man.
Chrysler legend, Foot Locker legend, Nike legend,
Young sneaker legend.
Panda Express legend. He got the mobile speed pass for Panda's drive-through.
With extra rice and sauce.
So he got a fitted hanging up everywhere.
Exactly.
Huh?
He don't
Rooster shower
only one that
sauce.
goes in and say, "Give me the usual."
With the sauce.
He don't even say nothing. He just walk in.
Yeah,
And they know what he
They already
wants.
know.
Yeah, that's what he told me
you
at
know
the
why-
little Coney
you know why
Island
I'm
by
here.
his job. They see him pulling up. They say, "Oh, this Caesar."
I know,
They
man.
already know what he wants.
Did he even get out his car?
He ain't got to get out. They bring it out to him.
No.
And it's drive-through only.
And he used the Christ. And he, you got curbside at
Y'all finished? Y'all
That's why
finished?
you bought. That's why you want them Panda dunks. We know why.
You imagine putting them up in the window?
Oh man.
Hang them from the rearview mirror.
Oh man.
Y'all finished? Can we talk about sneakers now?
We are talking about sneakers.
We talking about a your young sneaker
I was
legend.
gonna say you the legend now.
Absolutely.
Don't get old, man.
You won't get invited to stuff.
So does that mean JB? That mean you retired then, right?
No, they retired him.
Oh wow!
Without notice.
Yeah.
Without notice.
Oh boy,
Damn,
man!
they just gave me the business.
They did.
So
I don't know nothing.
So Caesar
And
took
they
your-
retired.
Caesar took your seat.
Yeah.
He took your throne.
Caesar's such an unusual position because once they retire him, he can go to Nike board of directors. So his tenure continues, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just
You
blessed.
talking about
for this show,
JB
man.
or C's?
Talking about
C's.
C's.
Oh.
I ain't going to.
You know,
man, I'm
JB don't know
I'm
nothing.
retired, man.
I just want to see the list when they were like, let's see, Jumpman Bostic, Haha Davis.
I don't
Let's see.
T Grizzly.
jump in,
Big
boss
Sean.
out of there.
Yeah, we gotta eliminate one. It was like they had their own Royal Rumble. Oh man! Wow, all right, Guru.
That was me.
A little too much fun.
I'm still a little.
He's got the
heated.
shakes.
Yeah,
Still a little
I
heated.
told you that wasn't water in this cup.
And it's Coke. So. Oh no,
Coke
no,
the drink
no,
or Coke the-
no. See, you trying to start something? The waitress confirmed that it was water
you pay
because
us,
I was
yeah.
tired of violating the Pepsi Mountain Dew code. And
code?
Gino
That's
Gino
right.
was on my head about it. Hey, you supposed to be on.
Wow,
some-
you
sounded
got
something like
you
that.
got him down packed.
I know, right? That sounds just like Gino.
Exactly.
Yeah, he was mad. Once
least
you
that's what it
on,
sounds
once
like.
you on the Pepsi team, you can't. But you know what? I want that jacket Lil Jon had on
Yeah. Good
at the
luck.
Super Bowl.
Good luck.
Y'all-
Lil Jon
see,
was at the Super Bowl.
No, in the commercial.
in the commercial. man.
Oh, I
Anyway.
must
Yeah,
That's
it
a
was like
Cardi
it
B
was like
commercial, right?
That
it was
Pepsi
like a
jacket.
Pepsi varsity jacket.
Yeah, it was sweet. I know I just keep changing. I'm retired,
No,
so
you
I
good.
can do that.
Hey,
You
hey,
good.
look,
I'm
anybody,
old and retired. Stuff come to mind.
Anybody from Pepsi,
I
if
gotta
y'all
speak
listening, JB need that jacket.
No, he's sitting on the
Because
board
I
of
can't help
directors.
you.
If I'm not
anybody should
too,
be talking
if I'm not
Pepsi.
too old, Pepsi, can I get one?
No, you might fit the bill. Old people like Pepsi.
Damn.
What Cameron say on Dipping Mag Mini? It'd be your own brother that passed you some dust.
And you just ashes to ashes, dust to dust. You know you.
That's that Kobe in him.
Like,
That's the Kobe.
Gino came in with Jumpman's obituary. Like,
right. I was just dead.
Sponsored by Foot Locker.
oh man,
And Jumpman 23.
Call me the cleanup man.
man.
Yeah, dang.
Well, we already know we got one Paul Bearer already.
Right. Right.
We got number 4. We have the Air Jordan Retro 1 neutral gray. I passed on these.
I want those.
They going for a good
I ain't
price,
crazy
though,
about
man.
You're going for decent price.
Yeah,
The
go
blue
for
ones
it.
are nice.
the Volt green ones. I think I want when they come out.
That was pretty hot.
Yeah,
the materials were nice on those.
yeah,
No
they cool.
doubt.
No, did they have the graphic on the? Did it say Jordan 1 on the side?
On the side.
They had a little.
They
Little-
could've-
yeah.
They could have missed you with that.
You could probably peel it off.
Good.
You scrape it.
especially on the knockoffs.
Number 3, now mind you, we been gone for 2 weeks, so I guess we got it.
Now we need to know.
I was here.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So
you
were?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Number 3, we have the Puma RSX Trophy Black and Gold.
I'm not even about to Google that.
It's a black and gold RS 100. I think RS. It looks nice. I think
Yeah,
they
it's
did
cool.
it.
Actually,
I think
I
Nipsey Hussle and Puma had a release party since he was Grammy nominated. So
yeah, no, his pair was dope.
yeah.
His was a little different. I like this pair.
Oh, go ahead.
Quick question.
What's that?
How y'all feel? I know we going through that list, but I just came to mind. I'm old.
You got to get it out while you can.
Yeah, because I forget. What about DeMarcus Cousins when he broke out with the new Pumas? Did y'all like those?
What was that? Had the
You
print
from the
on
Clyde Disrupt joints?
Yeah.
I think they look nice.
Yeah,
No,
I
that was
like
sweet.
I'm sure you guys
I like the
talking about
reform
right
ones they got. When they,
Well, my question was that are they going to actually release some of those, like
Yeah,
in
they're
those colorways?
yeah, they're gonna release them because all the money Jay got all the money going towards the reform thing.
now. Whose cousin? Whose
Wow.
cousin?
Oh,
DeMarcus.
yeah, I forgot.
That's one.
All right, I'm out here.
Was that Thunder?
That was thunder and an elephant falling over. What the?
In February,
Wow.
and it was just 50 below.
That's Jumpman falling and not being able to get up.
Oh, man. I want to go outside.
He better hit his life alert.
And that has happened.
That's somebody blowing up the airship.
That has happened.
Sound JB
Now,
falling
why
over.
you gonna bring up the airship, man? The airship is gone, man.
I'm sad about that, by the way.
And the Hummer.
Is
Both
it?
my rides.
Oh,
are gone.
man. Dang.
Man.
Got you driving that Sebring. Number 2. Oh, well,
I
sorry.
never do the Chrysler thing. I know that's your job, but there's too many drunks to be putting cars together there.
Man, that's at every plant.
Don't try and deflect that, man.
That's at every
Chrysler got
plant.
a nice amount of them.
That's at it. If you think that happened just like Chrysler,
They were
you-
on the
you
news,
mistake.
No,
man.
we know
They
that
were on
there-
Fox
we in
2.
Detroit, so we know there's some negligence, but Chrysler's another
It's,
level.
it's pretty prominent.
They were on Fox 2 doing it and going back in.
True. They don't know. We the ones that got caught.
They do it
And
on
they
a
got their job back.
15-minute break, not just their lunch, 30 minutes.
Oh,
On
no,
a
I-
15-minute break.
I heard they do it on the clock too.
Well, yeah, well.
Got something to say about that? C?
No
I
supervision.
ain't, look, I ain't got nothing to do with me. I'll be in my office.
That's why he keep fixing the machines.
I'll be in my office like, yeah.
Some of them arms be in it, fingers in it. Yeah,
For what?
yeah,
Dang.
because they high and they injured.
Hey, y'all know more about my company than I do. Number 2, we have the Puma Clyde Court Disrupt London.
Another Puma.
I ain't
Yes.
seen that one. I haven't seen that.
I might have to get some more Pumas.
And that's the one with the like the red black print.
Yeah, go like, yeah, it's kind of red, black, gold. Kind of dope.
Oh, that's like Chinese New Year's, I think.
No, you would think.
Yeah, it looks nice.
But yeah, dope
So,
shoe.
so would that be the 21 Savage?
21.
Wow. Did he really get arrested?
Yeah,
Yes, that's like a real story.
Wow. Okay. And then number 1, we have the Nike PG3 NASA. I wasn't a big fan of those.
No.
They ain't think
That
it was
was
trash either.
straight.
But
It's some,
I know.
that's one of those shoes where I'm like, really, that's the hype that gets attached to a shoe just for no reason and it just sells
Yeah.
out.
I feel like some people feel like the amount of energy and time and consideration they give the Kyries and Paul George's colorway wise, they should give that towards the KD and the LeBron.
I knew LeBron's gonna get mentioned.
So I mean, that's what I feel like. I was told by someone who works at Nike said that Paul George shoes are at that price because he can't sell beyond that price, and Kyrie. Like Kyrie only sells to kids. Like LeBron, even though we appeal to more of the better colorways, LeBron sells and KD's like a distant second. They sell a lot of shoes. But I'm thinking if these people sell the most shoes, well, how do you give the most lackluster effort when it comes to colorway? Imagine they gave them good colorways or good effort. Like you could have took it to another notch.
Question: what's going on with the LeBron watch? Like they did the Superman
I don't know,
LeBron
maybe they
16s,
like
like
fix it to Shinola downtown.
like that was what, like 2 months
That was
ago?
around
Like
Christmas. I don't know.
But you gotta consider too, though, like, cause I don't know how much each athlete is participating in the design process, but I know Kyrie, he's heavily, he's involved as far as like the colorways and whatnot. And, he's, so, I mean, that has a lot to do with it.
I feel like Nike's taking an approach they did with Jordan. Once, like after 2000, once the Jordans really started taking off, maybe after the 19s, they're like, screw this. We're going to put out this garbage. And we're going to put all our energy into the retros. And I think that's what they're starting to kind of do with the LeBron.
But the LeBron 16 line was dope, though.
It was,
but they're not putting anything behind it.
The colorways.
There's no stories.
The colorways was nice. Like, name a bad colorway of the LeBron 16s.
It's no stories. It's nothing.
It's like
Lots
all
of
average.
stories.
It's all average. It's like
From Cleveland to L.A.
He had the joints. He had the one for his school. He had the black and red ones.
Yeah,
the 2020 visions were not that great.
But I feel like once they got to, I think it's LeBron.
They only dropped like 5-6 colorways.
I feel like once it got to like the 13s, once they got to the 13s, it felt like in terms of like stories for how the colorways were, it just kind of like stopped.
I feel like we got spoiled though because we didn't buy Jordans based on stories back in like when they first came out. Wasn't no story. It was just
we got told about the story of the shoe once they like
Retro.
on the second retro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The retro, yeah, that's when they.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? So,
but the first go round, you ain't need that story.
Well, I mean, of course, it was just some shit you saw that you liked.
Right.
I mean, now, but you think about what it takes to be able to sell a shoe. You can't.
I mean, I'm not saying stories don't matter. I'm just saying.
but the culture also got bigger. Like it was it was people who was buying Jordans in the 90s and early 2000s. They were buying Jordans because they liked them.
Right.
You didn't need a second wave to reel you in because we saw Mike in them. They dope. I got a dope outfit for them. Now you need that second.
Right.
Either for the resellers to say, hey, man, these are the woo woo, or for the YouTube personality or influencers to say, yeah, man, these are such and suches. You know what I'm saying? But I don't mind the story like with the Russell Westbrook Super Soakers. I think that's dope.
Yeah, I like
Why
that.
wouldn't you put that with, you could have did that with other, you could have
Wasn't
Super
that a custom?
Soaker pack.
But you
No,
know,
that was for him.
But my problem with that is, so when is that going to get released? So we got to see this picture of him walking in pregame with the packaging for the shoe, but we might not get that shoe until what, maybe 3 weeks, almost a month later.
But that's how they.
You thought you was gonna get him the same time he got him?
I mean, with the way sneakers does things, it wouldn't shock me if like the very next day.
But he's not a sneakers type of guy. You gotta remember, Justin Timberlake got a real sneakers drop before LeBron did.
It's true. Speaking of which,
and
I'm
then
surprised they didn't drop anything yesterday during the Super Bowl. I was anticipating. I'm like, all right, go at halftime.
Them sixes, I thought like the real picture that they were gonna be better, but now I feel like they're like,
What sixes?
I'm like Jay-Z and
What, Dan Perez?
Volume 3, yeah. No, the Travis Scott sixes.
Oh, don't try. They can keep that. They got a pocket on the side.
The fanny pack sixes,
Get out of here. All right, that's
the coin purse,
the Dwayne Johnson sixes, right? The Rocky Maivia sixes.
Ankle purse sixes.
It's so crazy with all due respect.
Ankle man
You can
purse.
put your pocket change in.
Yeah,
With all due respect, as a black man who got his own shoe, right? I'm happy for you. But I feel like I had put in more effort with the Nike ID shoe cultivator than he did. And he had access to limited materials.
But
and was able
again,
to pick his
well, like I
favorite.
always
He
say,
picked the same colorway.
I don't think it's him putting that stuff together. It's somebody on his quote unquote team.
I think he's throwing out ideas like, how about we try a backward swoosh?
No,
And then-
exactly.
And
I
then
give him
they
that,
like,
but
hey, let's try that.
I don't think it's like the level like say like Kanye when Kanye was first, kind of like.
I think he's hands on because producers and tend to be a little bit more hands on. Kanye is with his shoes. Like I think he is. I think he just outweigh it. But I feel like you gotta be able to know. Okay, this is what I like. This is what everybody else likes. You got to find the median. And with some of his shoes, he's been working for the most part. So I guess sometimes your success can defeat you later on. So they bought this, they'll buy this.
But that's what I was going to say with him. What is the medium? Because it seems like anything that gets put out that has Travis Scott's name attached to it, just like that, sells out.
I mean,
But what else has come out though?
Well, in terms of those
Oh,
ones.
the Travis Scott Air Force One.
You know-
Travis Scott Ford.
But you know that Jordan 1 is going to, like,
that
as soon
Jordan
as it
one's gonna
releases.
be
Yeah.
bonkers.
Even the low.
That's the
and they're coming out with a green one like it.
I cannot roll my eyes far enough into my skull.
The same with that. Now watch when that 33 drop.
Now the 30, they ain't gonna touch the 33. Now come on, now you can.
That's one of his shoes.
We got some sheeps, but they ain't that though.
Yeah,
they are.
Yeah, they are.
You sure?
Yeah,
If they buy
seen
the
the
one
stuff
lows,
that-
if they buy the one lows, they'll
You
buy the
seen the
33.
stuff that sells out?
The 33s.
You seen the stuff that sells out?
Gonna sell out unless they got like a fake
Like
sellout.
how did that Mellow Equality 1 sell out?
That was still
True.
That was still a Jordan 1 though.
It was a Jordan 1 mid.
Okay.
Okay, but I'm saying men still do fairly well though. It's not
Nah,
like-
they don't sell out.
Exactly.
No, that
Men's
white
don't
black
sell out.
No, that top 3 one did well. That white, black, and gold Jordan 1 patent they did
But
well.
both of those were cool. Like that equality was.
Of course, I'm talking,
garbage.
of course, to us, but it's still so because people.
That's why Nike's so lazy. Like you know what?
But they get a right to be.
I'm gonna get
look
into
look at what happens.
We gonna get to Adidas, but God, like you know what? I swear to God, like I'm tired of these Black History Month collections. Just for the simple fact that it just seems like they just relegate us to kente cloth tribal graphics on the upper and they call it a
so
day.
crazy about we ain't been in Africa in about good 500 years.
Yeah, I know, right?
And
Like,
do you be asked if we wanted to go back? I'm pretty sure all of us would say yes.
Black
So, I
culture,
mean-
Black culture has influenced the world for like centuries. The only thing they can find to do is, this tribe in Africa somewhere has these patterns.
Then
So
what
we're
about
gonna
the
throw
person
them in
who goes on Ancestry.com, pay the $80, found out that they're from West Africa and your kente cloth is from East Africa? Then what? You lost a customer. I mean, I'm just telling you.
That is the lawyer.
Right, there you go. That's that Black Jew talking. But
Nah, that's for real. People really do that on social media. Jewish people, bro.
I don't even know what this number is. What's that number? How many zeros is that?
That
Is that 100 million?
Oh, I got both.
100 million what?
yeah. You ready for this?
I can buy a size 12 in that Travis Scott 33 right now for 100 million.
Are you serious? Take a picture of that and post it. That is stupid.
That is
dumb.
that is hype at its height.
Is that Travis Scott? Did Travis Scott post that?
No,
Oh, there's a size 11 for 150,000.
I feel like
For what? Show Jumpman.
That
Show.
green 33. you
Yes.
remember that?
Show him. Like, no,
Man.
I feel
somebody
like
got it on for
Jumpman just woke
$1
up from his nap.
Please screenshot that.
I feel like there should
I
be.
did not say last time we was here that was ugly.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
still
Oh,
ugly.
that is hideous.
I feel
I
like
didn't say it's ugly, but it's not $100. It's not $1 million worth of shoe right there.
I feel like there should be some regulation on listing prices.
100 million.
I never thought I'd ever
100
hear that
million.
sentence.
Make sure.
That's not $1 million worth of shoe right
Hey,
there.
make sure you get it right. 100 million.
100
Highest
million.
100
bid.
million.
I feel like they should have regulation.
I should
on
put like
they should, for our listing prices.
yeah,
there should be
StockX. Y'all
regulation.
tripping. I should put a
But
bid
you know
in for
what's-
like
you know what's more-
$100.
You want to know what's more disturbing than the buy now price?
Yeah.
The highest bid price.
What's the highest
is
bid
The
price
highest
in there?
bid price.
What is the highest
the
bid?
highest
over
bid price.
310?
310.
That's $40
Yeah,
away
you only
from
like-
Travis Scott 4.
there? You only like $50 million
It's not
short.
even worth that.
That's what I'm saying. It's
There's
not
been
worth
sales
the
too, actually. I had a-
What?
Yeah, just give me a second. I'll
Yeah, how
figure out
much are the
what
sales?
were.
That's ridiculous.
And everybody that ordered it need their account closed.
Man, y'all would have been better off buying the big baller
Yeah, they're
brand.
selling anywhere. They're selling close to $400.
Stop it.
That seems more reasonable than $100 million.
I mean,
No,
400
it's
for a
not.
33 is not reasonable,
That's not reasonable.
especially in that colorway.
with all the hype, look.
That's the problem. Is
That's
exactly
what I'm
what you
saying.
just
If
said.
you're gonna spend $1,000 on a Yeezy, I do not want to sit there and hear anybody complain about $400 on a Jordan 33.
Yeezys, I can make a case more for the Yeezy resale price than that resale
How?
price.
Well, you
Because
want $1 million?
the Yeezy whole line has garnered that attention and that market value price. The 33 hasn't garnered no $300 resale price at all, though. So that's what I'm looking at. Like, no one really boxed it.
But my whole point is the whole resale price is based on the name attached to it. It ain't got shit to do with the shoe. And I'm saying if you're talking about shoe wise, the 33 is a hell of a lot better than the Yeezy. So that's what I mean by the hype. Like the Yeezys have resale value based on hype. It ain't got shit to do with
You
the
sure
shoe.
that's not bias?
Huh?
You sure that's not bias?
No.
That the 33 is better than the Yeezy.
Yes.
I mean, those are two trash shoes in my opinion.
Yeah. If you asking me, yeah.
I can't.
The 33 is a lot better shoe than
Which
the Yeezy.
Yeezy?
The Yeezys are fucking Roshis with a different
I
name.
agree. The Yeezy.
Come on now.
Yeezy's
Let's
trash.
not
I
act
agree.
like it's a
is-
sock shoe.
And some people will say
The
that.
33 isn't a sock shoe
And some people
with pull tabs.
No, I'm not saying it's the greatest shoe ever, but if you asking me to pick one,
With pull tabs that don't work.
that's true. I'm not.
say exactly.
The technology don't even work in the
We
shoe.
are talking about which shoe is better, not which.
that's
I didn't
what
say
you
it's the
gotta-
greatest shoe.
that go into it, right?
No, I'm saying it's a better shoe than the Yeezy. There's nothing
Again,
redeemable about the Yeezy. There's not. If it didn't have Kanye's name to it, it would be sitting on the shelf like all the other Adidas shoes.
So the same. You think that 33, if it didn't have a Jordan Jumpman on it,
would
would it be selling out?
No, that's not what I said. I said it was still better than the Yeezy. Wait. Listen what I said.
I'm staying out of that one.
Listen to what I said. I said it would sell better than the Yeezy. I didn't say it was the greatest selling shoe of all time.
They got a Jumpman on it and still go to outlets. So what you think? taking
It's not the
Jumpman-
outlets.
I'm saying taking
Yeah.
the Jumpman
He
away
said-
from it is going to even hurt it.
I didn't
even
say
more.
Jordans didn't hurt it. I mean, it didn't help it. I'm saying that's all Yeezys have. That's it. It is nothing cool about that shoe. At least with Jordans, you can say, okay, this look cool. Like the 11s look cool. The 4s look cool. The fact that there's a Jumpman logo is just the cherry on top. The 33s, while they might not be the greatest shoe of all time, they're still a dope looking shoe and they look a hell of a lot better than the Yeezys.
But that shoe there, with that price tag, is just because it has Cactus Jack on there.
Oh, exactly.
It's not because of the Jumpman brand.
Oh, yeah, that is
anything.
right.
It's because of Travis Scott.
Again, they could took the Jumpman logo off of there and threw a Travis Scott logo on there. I bet you it would still had the same.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah, because
That's what I'm saying.
Right, but we talking about hype. Who has more hype and which one could sell? I'm not saying which one would sell better between the two shoes.
I'm just saying I think your point was biased.
No.
It's because you hate Yeezy so much.
No, Yeezys are trash.
I think if you take the brand, if you take Adidas off and you take Jordan or Jumpman off, and it was Travis Scott versus Kanye's shoe would sell better.
Because Kanye has more cachet in that realm.
But I feel
although I
like,
can't stand it.
But he started becoming
real is real.
But
Exactly.
but he's starting to become the new Kanye. One and then
I agree.
two, but I feel like
Because he
Kanye's
married a
shoe was better,
Kardashian?
though. I feel like, and also
that didn't hurt.
You know,
That didn't hurt. He was marketing himself.
Nah, he just tapped into the other folks.
Yeah, he tapped somebody.
Yeah, I was gonna say he tapped into something.
And Ben Simmons is gonna be the next one.
Oh, who he dating now?
He dating Chloe.
OJ's daughter?
Is that the only one?
Is he dating OJ's daughter? Or?
The younger one.
Oh,
I thought Travis Scott was boning the younger one.
No, the second younger.
Courtney,
I'm so
not
confused.
Courtney.
can you imagine you had two mother-in-laws?
You just had to do that, didn't you?
Like, what is that like? What's Thanksgiving like at the house?
Go ahead when
Hey, one of them's a murderer.
when that transgender and that Me Too woman knock on your door. Let me holler at you real quick, man.
Let's not forget Chris or what's
Caitlyn.
Caitlyn. Let's not forget Caitlyn killed somebody.
Yeah.
And got away with it.
Just like OJ.
Huh?
Man, Caitlyn, yeah.
Just like OJ
I was
did.
Caitlyn first, okay?
Ooh.
Okay.
Not that one, though.
There's more than one way to.
And what's your name?
I
while
was
you're
born
speaking?
a female, so I feel like I get the upper hand here.
They might have beg to differ.
Yeah, Caitlyn, the other Caitlyn, like, I got gold medals.
And got away with murder.
Yeah, top that.
Got gold medals and got rid of my medals.
All right. Ugliest release of the week. That's the number of shoes we can like just pile on.
Just pick one.
I'm gonna say the Nike Vapor Max. What's this? Jalise Metallic Field. And that's GLIE.
Is it L or
SC.
G?
What was the other one? What was the
I was
other
gonna
one?
say,
Well, you
I
have
need
the Adidas,
need a picture
the
of that.
Pharrell Adidas Solar,
So,
Human
yeah, I
Race
got a
Chinese
picture.
New Year.
Oh,
Yeah,
that?
no Vapor Max.
yeah.
Thank you.
The Deion Sanders Vapor Max?
No, it got like animal print on it and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a DT Max.
That's some trash, yo. Sorry.
That is horrible. How they gonna do that and he just had that 30
That's
for 30?
horrible. I'm sorry. No.
Man.
Like nothing tops that. I'm sorry, man. Just because you Nike don't mean you can just do anything you want to.
Yeah, it does.
Play them. They're gonna drop a 30 for 30 and then put that out.
And that's saying a lot because there's a lot of ugly shoes on this list. But that Vapor Max, was it Jalise? Am I saying it
I
right?
have no idea. Glee. I
You know what you should have put on there?
What's that?
Your up tempo.
The Air Max?
Yeah.
They ain't come out yet.
But when it
It don't
comes
trust
out,
me. It will.
As soon as it comes to internet. As soon as I see it.
He said as soon as it touched the internet.
you already got a pair?
No.
Yeah, it does. He sent it to him. He seeded this one.
No.
When he goes home, he gonna slide the drop front box out. You got sample drop front boxes. And then he gonna throw it out. Like,
How you get sample boxes?
Where'd he get them from?
It's saying straight from corporate.
Remember you. Remember JB, you old, so you lost that one too. Yeah, Caesar done took over. He the new legend.
Wow. Okay.
Sneaker
When
Con
that
got the
happened.
best.
Told you I wasn't one.
It's like being the Green Lantern. You just gave him the ring.
Yeah.
Wow.
Took all my stones. All of them.
Okay. Anyway, I don't even know what that meant. The Sneaker Royal Rumble. We had fun with that.
Thanos. She took all my.
He said he did the hand gesture, the glove.
I should have.
See, he snapped his fingers and made you mortal.
I'm gonna just make a glove with like all the different sneaker brands on there. But no, so we had our Sneaker Royal Rumble. It's ended.
You cheated with that too.
Get out of here.
Get into that. You cheated with that, man.
I was thinking about saying it, but I was like, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna
At
hold
first,
on.
I was supposed to have the concourse because he said,
Wait,
that he
time
cheated. Then he thought, oh damn, that might be the winner.
Time
so
out.
he took
No, let's talk about that. No, let's talk about that.
No.
Because I did not pick the Concourse at first. I'll be the first to admit I had the gold toe ones. What happened was everybody made their picks first.
happened?
Jumpman went on and picked the Union joints, and I asked him, like, you sure about that?
No, you didn't ask me
Yes,
that.
I
You
did.
said you can't
said
do
Francis.
that because Francis took the black
And then what did you say?
toes. I said, well, the blue toes are different.
Okay, then.
But you told me, go ahead and take the Concourse. I said, I'll take the Concourse. But then I looked up, and you gave me the blue toes.
Because you wanted the blue toe. Like, wait a minute.
But
So
you
wanted
told me to take the Concourse.
No, I didn't take it. No, I said I thought you would take the Concourse, but you
Boy,
was
you-
adamant
boy, you
about the
sitting
blue
there
toes.
lying, man. You sitting there telling that damn
okay, this is what I
lie.
want people to do. Listen
All
to
right.
last week's show. Listen,
This
'cause
was
we
a
went to the-
can't.
personal. This was a personal
It's not up.
conversation. It wasn't on the show.
It's not up there?
No,
It is
this
up.
was a personal conversation. It wasn't on no
I put the
show
link up.
last week.
No, it was. We talked about it on the
This
last
was
show.
but this was a personal conversation before.
No, because we
the
talked
battle
about it on
even
the last
started.
show, and you was adamant. That's why we had to debate about whether or not we could put it up
I
when
went
Francis
with,
had his black toes.
I went with what you said. Go ahead. You can go
I
with the
didn't
blue
make you
toes.
get
so
the
I
blue toes.
stayed
That's
with
what you
them.
wanted.
But you
Yeah, it
wanted.
is up. I didn't listen to it.
What he
Oh, wow.
what he's saying?
Dang.
What he's saying, Caesar?
Joke's on you, Francis.
It is.
So what he's saying, Caesar, is like he
Can't
wanted
go
the
through that
con.
interview
He
again.
picked the Unions, right? You told him you couldn't pick it because they're
Exactly.
technically the same shoe. So he picked the Concords. Then
Tell
after
him,
he said
counselor.
Concords, you told
No,
him
that is not what happened.
Tell
you
him,
said-
counselor.
listen,
Listen to
Then
my
you
counselor.
said, you know what? You can go
It's
ahead
counsel.
and have your Storm
That too.
Blue Union one.
That is not what happened, though.
You just said it.
No, I didn't. No, I did not tell him to pick the Concourse. What happened was I said I thought you would have picked the Concourse. He was adamant about having the blue.
man.
He was adamant about having the Storm Blue. So I was like, all right, cool.
That boy. Ooh, you
guys
lying, man.
Keep saying
So I was like-
Concords. You guys mean Purple Rains, right?
My bad. So I said, go ahead, have the Purple Rain. And so that's how I ended up with. I'm like, all right, well, since nobody
The
picked
white
it,
space
'cause I let everybody pick their shoes first.
The white space jams.
Wow.
White breads.
Yeah, the white
The white,
bread.
yeah.
I was going to say they did it before Adidas.
That he never wore 45.
I got one for y'all. The Quality 11s.
Oh man,
Y'all
the
fools.
T'Challa 11s.
The board versus the education 11s. Man, this is crazy.
I got gypped.
The affirmative action 11s.
Because I let everybody make their picks. Because I want to.
Yeah, because there's
I-
8% of the shoe is white and 20% of it's black. So it's just enough of shoe to get it in there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man.
And got the black on the sock line.
Yeah, on
as
the,
usual.
around the mud guard. So the first part of the shoe
Right-
get
right-
dirty
right
is the
when it
black
get dirty.
guard. Right when it get black at.
That
Then
is-
remember, in 2011 and back for one, they gave us a little bit of patent leather. We complained about it, so they gave us back the more patent leather. You know, our 40 acres. They gave us our 40 acres with the OGs.
Just
so.
not the mule. We still waiting on the mule right now.
Not gonna get it.
But no, I wanted to pick because I remember Guru had picked the answer ones, and I wanted to pick those.
So why didn't you?
Because I let everybody pick first. I let everybody make their picks first, and I came in
their
last.
hand, and he came through.
Man, you
Because he got two shoes I wanted. Because I wanted those Grand Heels too. I wanted
you
those
set
Grand Heels,
that
and I
up so
wanted.
you could clothesline Francis over the ropes, man.
I wasn't the one to do it though.
That
Gino
was the
did.
that was the best photos. Those pictures were.
I know.
Nah, mine
And trust
was
me-
when I got Gino.
Oh, that was the
man.
no.
Nah.
You got Guru.
Oh, that was Guru.
That was Guru. That was probably my favorite one. It took me like all night, by the way, too. Like, it took me all night to figure out how to do that thing on my phone. But
That was the best part.
that was actually pretty fun.
All I got to say is realistically, I don't think anybody was going to choose the Concords over the threes.
I know it's close. It was real close. I actually thought you would win.
I wouldn't have.
You
if
know
I
what?
would've voted.
The real Jordan people would have made it a tiebreaker, and the hype beast would have pushed the 11 over.
Is that what happened?
Because personally, I picked. If you asking me personally, I would have picked the threes because there would be no 11.
You voted for the Concords. I seen that.
because it was my pick. But
You're not supposed to vote
But-
on your. That was probably the one.
but
Let's get a recount.
And he was telling
Exactly.
And he was telling people to vote for him. You know he was.
I wasn't who did I tell to vote for
You
me?
was sliding in
You know
people's
you were,
DMs.
man.
Who was on there that voted for me that
I
that
don't
nobody
know
knows?
everybody that you know.
I don't look. I didn't
But
tell
I'm-
anybody. I
Bruh.
did
Well,
vote.
just like doing a shoe cultivator, you went to the Motown Museum, gave all the employees an invoice for your shoes.
What?
You sold like 20 pairs of shoes at Motown. Or the employees, you said they all bought them, didn't
No, I told him about it.
Yeah, you could strong arm. You turned the
How is that
Birdman.
strong arm? By
Well,
telling
remember,
somebody I got a
he
Motown
He a
shoe?
legend.
Yeah,
Remember?
oh yeah, I forgot.
It should.
You acted like wait. So you acted like I held the Motown employees by gunpoint as they went
probably did.
online.
I did.
Yeah.
Right there.
Wow.
It's African
By just
season.
saying, hey, I got these joints on.
You
just
bought
check
him
it out.
lunch or something. You did something, man.
Wow.
Bought him Panda.
You like a sneaker lobbyist, man. You should go to
Like what?
DC.
Wait. Wouldn't
then
that be
fight
kind of
with the Purple
productive though?
Rain guy.
Because I spent more money
Or the
trying to
Family
buy them
Matters
lunch
videos.
than I would have got from the.
You just told them to take a little bit out. Whatever they was going to eat, just leave the rest for you.
What? Wow.
That Coney you pulled up, he was like, "Look, I got a large party I got to feed." I was like, "Okay, we got you, African."
Hey,
I heard y'all one of y'all was looking for a car. I got that 8 playing for y'all.
Don't be mad because I sold more shoes than you.
I'm good, man. I said the most expensive shoe and it still sold well, so I'm good. Francis killed us all, actually.
When you win, man, you
Yeah.
cheat, man.
How? That sound like hating right there. That's
You sound like the
That sound
NFL.
like, that's bitter right there. That's bitterness.
That's the truth, man. Because you know
That is bitterness.
8 out of 10 times you win, right? But you cheating.
How?
You cheating. You
What else did I win in?
You voting for yourself and everything.
When else
man.
did
You
I
supposed
win?
to stay out of it,
Matter of
man.
fact, my shoes was like my shoes were like the first ones to go. I had the LeBrons. That was the first shoe to get eliminated.
They wasn't gonna win anyway. I don't know what you even thought. What was
I'm
you-
just saying,
what
I ain't
was
think it's
you
gonna be
thinking?
eliminated.
That's coming from Rich Paul.
What
Not
was
a
you
chance.
thinking?
I didn't think.
I
didn't even
got
think-
inside info from the LeBron camp. On
I'm
that
saying.
one.
And that's
Right, I
why.
did.
That's why he got the Concord because he knew that they stood a fighting chance against anything.
Ain't that the point though? Like, ain't that why you picked the unions?
That's-
Ain't
no,
that why
'cause-
you
Because
picked?
he knew that was the most recent release everybody was gonna
He
remember.
knew he had messed up when he said, "Jump
feel
man,
like I feel
take
like
the Concourse." Nobody picked the Concourse. I said, "All right, I'll take the Concourse."
I say I'm
The
surprised
next
you
thing-
didn't take the
No,
Concourse.
I'm gonna tell you how the conversation was, sir. You said, "Take the Concords, Jump man, because that's the same shoe, and Francis got those."
And
I
you was
said,
adamant
okay,
about- you
I'll
said-
take the Concord.
No,
Then
you
I
didn't.
look up
You
and I
said-
still got the Union.
No,
and
that's-
he took the Concord.
No, wow, that was high pitch right there. But you really passionate about this.
Yes, yet you cheat. man.
Anybody
You a
cheat
cheater,
because you was
bro.
adamant. You like, they're not the same shoe.
Anytime
I'm like,
we
all
put a
right.
shoe on the table, he trying to win. He'll pub his up, put his, get his the best light, put his right in the middle
How?
of the focus. Bro, you a cheater, dog.
There's only one light
You a-
source in the room.
Bruh.
Like, what are you talking
right,
about?
and you put yours right in the middle every time.
Because I'm sitting right here.
Every time you man, your arm is long enough to reach over to the side. You ain't,
So I gotta put my shoe way over
you don't
there.
have dinosaur arm. Come on, man.
Man, your shoe the biggest part should go in the back.
You be cheating, bro. And you
Wow.
know it, man. Everybody listen to the show. Y'all know that. Y'all know that.
Man, that's
Tell the
that sound like-
truth.
I'm telling
Shame
you,
the
man.
devil. Shame the Caesar.
I'm telling
Shame
you.
the legend.
Man, y'all bitter.
Shame the
That's
young
what it sound
legend.
like. There's some bitter Betties in here.
Oh man, why got to
Bitter
be Betty,
Betties.
man? Why got to be
Bitter
Betty,
Betties in
guy,
here.
man? You got to stop cheating, man. I'm gonna call you
Man.
out every time you cheat. I'm gonna call you
Just
out,
because I win, don't mean I'm cheating. It just mean I won.
bruh. You wouldn't win, man, without cheating, man.
Come
You
on
gotta
now.
cheat, man.
Come on, y'all bitter.
Every time we put a nice shoe up against yours, you put that one behind the back.
You won more than
And
I
you-
have.
no,
What
I
are you
haven't.
talking
No, I
about?
haven't.
Yes, you have.
No, I haven't.
What?
I'm not
Yeah,
even gonna
man.
win today.
You won most of the
I'm
sneaker
not even
battles
gonna
we've
win
had.
today.
He gonna vote for your shoe. He gonna try and
No, he
even
gonna
it
vote,
out.
bruh. He gonna vote for his own. He gonna call his people, because you can look on Facebook, man, and see most of the people are his friends, his followers.
No, they're not.
Just check it out on Facebook.
I don't even put it up on Facebook. It's on
You
Instagram.
do.
No, I
You
don't.
do. It's on Facebook.
Oh, you talking about on a sneak? I don't even
See,
count
there
those
you go.
votes. No.
So what vote?
Hold
So
on.
what vote do you count?
I only count the votes on Instagram. I put it up on the ESPN. They got a thing,
And that's
called
to get people
Sneaker
to
Center.
go to Facebook.
No, that's to
go
get
to
people-
Instagram.
That's
you put
to
it up
get
on
people-
Facebook. You tell your people go.
I don't even
make
tell
a-
them to go to Instagram. I
Make
put
an
it up.
account. Make a fake account. Just vote for
If
Caesar.
he will let me talk.
Vote for Caesar.
If he will let me talk.
Say
And
Katie
you can
Brand
go read it.
Socials.
You can go read it. It's on the, was it Sneaker Center? They got a, ESPN got a thing for sneakerheads on there. I put it on there just to
Gino.
kind of help promote the podcast. I don't tell anybody to vote for any
Gino.
particular sneaker. I just say, yo, here's
Gino.
our sneaker battle.
Now,
Plus,
that
I
sound
put up.
fishy. That sounds Caesar-y, don't it?
Okay, so I'm
Caesar
not,
salad.
so I'm not
Caesar
supposed,
salad ass mess, man.
so I'm not supposed to post anything for the podcast. So I'm not supposed to post anything for the podcast.
Sound like some food, man.
I have some late breaking news, guys.
What's that?
I just counted the votes.
What's that?
Caesar's vote broke the tie.
Oh, did it? Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm done.
I told you, man.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Answer
Watch you justify.
Answer
Watch
this.
it. Watch it.
Answer this. Am I the last vote?
It don't matter.
It don't
No,
matter.
no. Wait. Time out. Time out.
No, you wasn't.
Thank you. Because
What's your
that would
vote?
mean something. That would mean something.
But the
First of
last
all,
vote was somebody you knew.
Who was it?
Guarantee you that.
Ben. Ben.
Yeah, you know Ben.
_
You know Ben.
Wait a minute, but did he vote on any other ones?
I don't know.
Because I didn't tell him to vote.
So
He
it was,
voted on all of them.
It was 23 and 24.
Wow. You know you had
So I
something to
wasn't
do-
the last vote.
But you know you had something to do with it, man.
How?
About to be the last vote. See, we were supposed to vote though. We weren't supposed to
You
vote
wasn't
at
even
all.
supposed to vote.
Who said that? When was that a rule?
I didn't vote.
When was that a rule?
I didn't vote.
That didn't mean it wasn't a rule.
Bruh.
You didn't
Did
vote.
Anybody else?
It's
vote?
called more. It's called having morals.
You a
Yo,
cheater.
fuck that. I'm trying to
You-
win.
Did anybody else
But-
here vote on their sneakers?
Nope.
No.
No.
Who fault is that?
Nope. Nope.
Who fault is
Nope. 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 Nope.
Was that a rule? Was that a rule?
We knew when we post our shoes.
Was that a rule? Just because you thought does not make it as a rule.
So when we
Come
post
on,
our
man.
sneakers here,
That was not a rule.
Okay,
Come
no,
on,
I'm gonna ask you.
man.
When we post our sneakers here, we
Yes.
supposed to let the people decide, right?
Yes.
So we're under that same thing. If we go from posting our sneakers,
Wait. Time out. When have we ever said you cannot vote for anything? First of all, this is a sneaker Royal Rumble, so it's totally different. But
Wow.
morals, man.
So that means we got to redo
But-
this all over again. Then
We
You want
can.
to? You want to win that bad, man?
I'm just saying, like
And
nobody
he stand-
said,
he stand out there
and that
like
wasn't
The
even the
Rock
first
and
time.
This is my real body, really. Man.
Y'all some haters. That's what it sound like. It sound like y'all jealous.
Man.
Sound like y'all jealous. I can't help that. I can't help. I
Who
can't
had
help
the
that y'all
Black
jealous.
Cement 3?
I did.
Gino.
Yeah, you won, man.
Yeah,
You
thank
won,
you.
bro.
I really won.
You won.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
He didn't know.
Thank you. I'm Al
didn't
Gore. You're Bush.
You did it the right way, 100%.
Oh, my
2005
I'm Al Gore.
Y'all jealous.
Royal Rumble when
Oh, you
Batista
ever-
and John Cena both went over the ropes accidentally.
Mm-hmm.
Vince McMahon made them go at it again.
Well, you remember what happened to Vince
I think,
McMahon?
we should have a revote.
He blew his
and neither
quads
one
out.
of them can
Yeah.
vote. I
That
think we
was
should have a
hilarious.
revote.
Right, we could do that. Hold on, what happened now?
This
In 2005, they both went over the ropes accidentally and both hit the ground.
So they had another Royal Rumble match?
They wrestled at the next pay per view to see who would go on
They were
to
the last two?
WrestleMania. Yeah,
Oh.
it was an accident. They both went over.
Oh, okay.
Caesar.
Gotta
Man, I
do it.
sound like y'all jealous. That's what it sound like to me.
I don't even have any dog in the fight. I just wanted to count them.
Yeah.
Thank you, Francis. You made me feel
thank
better
you.
about myself. even after the fact, you just came on here and said I would have voted for the Black Cement 3 too.
I mean, in a competition, I'm gonna vote for myself. But if you're gonna ask me
You so
honestly,
trash.
if you're gonna ask me honestly, which shoe was better, I'm gonna say the 3s because it would be no 11 without the 3. So there you go.
I'm more upset than people that voted. Like, how did it get down to like shoes that been re-retroed that many
I
times?
mean, but we said it though. We said it though from jump. We said it was probably gonna come down to the Concord and
Right, that was no
Cement 3,
surprise.
so.
it was disappointing.
No, it was disappointing because there was a lot of shoes that I thought
There's a
should've
lot
been.
of dope ass shoes. In
Like
there.
I
didn't
go
even
back to
know
the
about.
Irisons. Like them Irisons, I thought should at least been in the final 5. The Grand Hills, I think, were. But that was because I waited to post them.
My New Balance should have been
I
there.
was gonna say JB probably had his people.
I was actually
vote
surprised
that,
that took out
that
a
Fila
couple shoes.
You had
Yeah, it was definitely
I don't even know anybody that wanted to vote on this, man. That's Caesar's. That's Caesar's.
Get out of here. It sounds like y'all jealous. Anyway, sneaker news. Nike.
We were just talking about sneaker news.
No, that wasn't sneaker news. Y'all jealousy is not sneaker news. Nike.
African cheater.
That's racist.
African.
That is racist.
Not really.
No, I'm playing. Nike enters into a 10-year partnership with the MLB. An article written on Nike.com. Beginning in 2020, Nike will become the exclusive provider of Major League Baseball's on-field uniforms, including base layers, game day outwear, and training apparel. Nike will also continue as an official MLB sponsor, supporting league initiatives, grassroots marketing, and fan events. As a part of the new agreement, Nike will partner with all 30 MLB clubs and promote its brand and products across MLB media assets, including the MLB Network, MLB.com, and the major MLB social media. Nike currently has endorsement relationships with more than 500 major and minor league players, including Mike Trout, Giancarlo Stanton, George Springer, Jose Ramirez, Max Scherzer, Jacob, DeGrom, Javier Baez, and Nolan Arenado. So, anybody that watches baseball, like Francis, I'm pretty sure you are.
Huh?
So Nike got to get one more sport and had a monopoly.
Hockey.
Yep.
I
So
feel
they got
like nobody
basketball,
really, I feel like
baseball.
nobody really.
They got football too?
I feel
Damn.
like nobody really watches baseball like that no more.
They don't.
They did a poll on it. They said that is becoming the least watched sport in America.
It's starting to slide off.
Out of the 4 major sports.
I love hockey.
No, you don't. You're a liar too, like Guru.
Like
Lying.
yourself?
I ain't lie.
Okay, you just cheated.
I ain't cheat.
African cheater.
Yeah, I can say what y'all want to. It is what it is.
AC.
Foot Locker, an Adidas partner. I'm sorry.
See?
Wow, you can't even read
Adidas
straight.
partner
Cheating so
to
much.
Trying to
re-envision.
treat the R out the T.
Foot Locker and Adidas partner to re-envision the future of creativity and speed. An article written on PR News Wire.com. Adidas and Foot Locker recently announced that they're elevating their strategic partnership to create a revolutionary initiative. The innovative market plan empowers consumers to help drive footwear creation and trends, and is powered by Adidas Speedfactories USA and Germany. Beginning this month, Adidas and Foot Locker will co-create consumer-inspired Adidas AM4 shoes across the country at various cultural events and sports moments throughout the year. Case in point, the young lady that was here in Detroit, she came out with her own AM4 for the Foot Locker Detroit release or a grand opening.
What's that?
The one.
JB, did you know about this?
No, he too old,
too
remember?
old for
Okay.
that.
That's a young man's place.
The new initiative exemplifies the 3 strategic choices of Adidas's business plan: speed, cities and open sources, and the utilization of Adidas's Speed Factory. Speed Factory uses a radically accelerated digital production process that can create limited runs of shoes with designs sourced from creators and local communities up to 36 times faster than industry standard production times. The first Adidas Foot Locker concept will come to life with the AM4 ATL collection of running shoes and cleats that just recently came out with the, the sneakers drop in Atlanta, I guess over the Super Bowl weekend. Excuse me. It seemed like everybody went to Atlanta too, by the way.
Yep.
I was like,
Some people ain't leave.
they still down there? Jeez.
Got locked up.
I want to get into this real quick before we get to D. This week in stupid. I gotta get to this Adidas story. If I can find it. All right, here we go. Adidas cancels controversial Black History Month Ultra Boost release. An article written by Rebecca Kim for Hypebeast. Adidas recently revealed a limited Ultra Boost Uncaged in honor of Black History Month titled Celebrating Black Culture. The glaring issue was that aside from some inconspicuous colors along the eyelets, which nobody could see, the colorway was entirely white, leaving people to question Adidas's judgment. People everywhere called them out for being tone deaf, causing Adidas to officially remove the shoe from its Black History Month lineup. Following the backlash, Adidas released this statement. Adidas, speaking in third person, released a new collection in celebration of Black History Month featuring designs inspired by the Harlem Renaissance. No, you didn't. Shut up. It includes footwear and apparel across a variety of categories. Toward the latter stages of the design process, we added a running shoe to the collection that we later felt did not reflect the spirit or philosophy of how Adidas, still speaking in third person, believes we should recognize and honor Black History Month. After careful consideration, we've decided to withdraw the project or product from the collection. Now, listening to that statement, you would think Adidas on their own came to this conclusion as if everybody on social media didn't get in their ass about them coming out. How you going to come out with an all white shoe for Black History Month? And I know in the day and age of social media and everybody has this fake outrage about everything. This one felt justified because it was like nobody, like, it just seemed like nobody had a clue. And then the funny part to me is that the only thing that even indicated that this was somehow a Black History shoe was on the insole, something that you couldn't see when you're wearing the shoe.
And it was a basketball that says CBC, right?
Yeah, that was it.
What is the CBC?
Now,
Celebrate Black culture.
Now, here's what's funny. It's a running shoe.
It's kind of racist.
Here's the thing. It's a running shoe, and allegedly, at least to their little statement, this is supposed to be the Harlem Renaissance. Now, what a basketball got to do with the Harlem Renaissance?
You know.
Not a damn thing.
Stuff.
So, So for me, it's just kind of like a slap in the face. I almost felt like they forgot Black History Month was coming up, and it's like, oh shit, we got to throw something together. And
But here's my okay. One, if you're celebrating the Harlem Renaissance, an all-white shoe does nothing for that.
not a damn thing.
Not a one thing. Secondly,
That's supposed to be the Cotton Club.
okay, or even if you looking at it,
You ass.
if Black History Month shoe with no black in it,
Outsole.
Outsole's black.
also, I mean,
And the insole.
That's
The
that's
most worn out part.
that's
the bottom.
That's supposed to protect the white boots.
All that white was on top of that black.
But I mean, this is what
Sound like a
argue
gangbang.
about every week is that the lack of diversity in the corporate positions and a lack of people with the know-how. So, I mean, it is Black history. You don't want to know why? Because our shoes all white, and everything Black people do, it turns into other people's culture, and they take it and abduct it and appropriate it. So,
Now, there's
Still
still a Harlem Renaissance inspired Ultra Boost
You can keep that. I'm
that's
straight.
still coming out.
I'm straight. At this point, I don't care no more. Like whatever anticipation I did have for their collection is gone. I don't care. Cause for me, one, like Guru just said, like this just to me just indicates that there's not one Black designer on a design team for the Black History Month collection, because I guarantee you they'd have been like, hold on, y'all, this ain't it. Like, so we just gonna leave it like this.
I'm trying to figure out why is it that
This is
there's
why
so
representation matters.
There's so much put into the Chinese New Year collection with Adidas
Yep.
rather than it is for the Black History Month collection. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, it doesn't even equal out like at all. Like, the
But
level of
honestly, I
thought
ain't
that
impressed with
goes
that.
into it.
I'm not that impressed with that Chinese New Year collection.
No, not at all. But it's
But
just
it does
it's,
seem like they put more thought into it.
Exactly.
I don't understand the Harlem Renaissance one either.
Let me see. Nothing about that says Harlem Renaissance.
okay, let's look at this in the way. Right, one, Adidas is a German company, correct?
Yes.
Did they not even manufacture some apparel for Hitler and his people? Correct.
That's Tommy.
Tommy,
No, wait. No, it wasn't Tommy. It was Hugo Boss.
Hugo Boss, that did that. Okay, so I'm looking at it. One, they don't have the cultural connection like we do. Secondly, even you can hire Black people. You have
Actually-
Pusha, you got Kanye, you got Pharrell.
Okay, let me. Yeah, Addy Dassler
Yeah,
and the dude I think that did Puma.
They were brothers, right?
They were brothers, and I think
One of them was a sympathizer.
the thing is, I had to tread lightly on this one. The thought is that they joined, but I think what we fail to realize now is that they were forced into the SS.
Well,
So
yeah,
whether or not
it was tricky back
it was a
then.
tricky situation, but yes, I think they both were actually in the Nazi party.
But one, I thought that was the reason for their splitting up. Was one was more sympathetic and the
Yeah.
other one wasn't.
Yeah, I think it was.
gotta
I think it
brush
was Addy Dassler.
Google search real quick. Look at Wikipedia.
Not Wikipedia.
Is there Urban Dictionary? Look up Urban Dictionaries.
But I mean, just looking at it in the totality, you don't look to Adidas to even understand. We shouldn't look to any other culture to understand Black history or celebrate Black history except Black people.
But the problem with that is look what they did with the Black History Month collection last year.
Oh, the year before that. That's what I'm saying. They had the ability to
it's
do
like
it.
they took like 50 million steps backwards after they took a couple steps forward.
Right. And just because they're a German company does not mean that they don't have people on staff to execute this type of collection. That to me, like once again, just goes back to representation. Y'all don't have people in these positions to, like, why would you have, like, in all honesty, right? If you're going to do a Chinese New Year collection, right? And I'm not even being racist, but wouldn't it behoove you to have somebody Asian on that design team?
They probably do.
But that's
If
what
you
it
got a
is.
Black History Month collection, wouldn't it behoove you to have an African American?
But seeing what we saw every person that you named except Black people. So if
Exactly.
you look at the biggest company and they lacked it, if Nike lacking it, what you think Adidas is lacking?
Right.
So I mean, that's where I'm coming from, and I think Nike has had more Black sponsors. Athletes made more Black money, so they got to put, even when we consider it lazy, they still got to put some type of conscious effort into it. And plus, they've been doing it longer than Adidas have.
And see, this is where I think Nike wins, because they could put a half-ass effort, but because the competition is just so obtuse, like it makes them look smart
And I
in
don't see
comparison.
why Puma ain't do one.
Well, you know what
With,
they're doing.
with
Well, they got Tommy, yeah. You would think so.
I mean, but the Black representation you have. That's what I said.
Okay, so yeah, Adolf Dassler, the guy from Adidas, was forced to work in the factories to make weapons for the Germans. Rudolph, the Puma guy, was sent to the East to fight the Red Army. He was the bigger Nazi sympathizer of the two, which forced the split.
Okay. Because I know there was some bad blood between.
So it's Puma.
Yeah.
That's the bad one.
Oh, Puma's the bad one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which is why they hired Jay-Z. Tried to right their wrongs.
Yeah.
No, I mean, the one thing I would like to see from all of the companies who are doing a Black History Month like collection is if all these companies are going out trying to do collaborations with designers and things like that, why not partner with somebody to actually do a Black History Month collection? Like, I think that would be like pretty dope if you partner with, I don't know, maybe if you did like Pharrell or something like that and you partner with him to do something like, I don't know, something.
Here's ironically,
Let's
I
spend
thought
all the Black History designs on his normal releases.
ironically, I thought Adidas had the right move. When, what was that, a couple years ago? About a couple years ago, they came out.
I feel like if there's anyone to bring into the conversations, D.
There you go. 5 years ago, I mean, not 5 years ago, a couple years ago, they did the Arthur Ashe collection, right?
Right.
And I thought that was unique.
That's a step in the right direction.
Because I thought, okay, because the kente cloth tribal thing has been done ad nauseum, all right? So, like, where else do you go from there? Like, Black culture is big. We've influenced music, art, storytelling, like everything you could possibly influence. So I'm like, so there's other avenues to go. So when they did the Arthur Ashe thing, I'm like, okay, maybe they're going to do notable, people throughout Black history, like Arthur Ashe or Muhammad Ali or, Mary McLeod Bethune or George Washington Carver, like whoever you want to just name. I thought that would be the way to go, or even base it off of, moments in history or achievements in history. Instead of just, hey, this tribe in Africa has this graphic, so we're going to throw it on the shoe. And so Adidas was the first one to do something like that. So I'm like, okay, well, this is going to be the step in the right direction. And from there, it's just been a step down and, culminating in this shoe.
But I feel like when I look at it, I feel like as sneaker consumers, we need to have a stronger voice when it comes to approving and disapproving, especially when it comes to Black people when they do these celebration collaborations. If no Black people was involved in design or collaboration, don't purchase it because it's not. It's just somebody else thinking what we like. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's where that has to come in and give that real consensus. Like, hey, we should be more involved. Would have been dope for a Black History Month. What you did for the Harlem Fashion Row with the LeBron, if you let those Black women design some shoes, do not.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Do some form of a collaboration with Black designers and, do it like that.
Well, speaking of Black designers, we got a person. We have a person I've been wanting to get on the show for a while. We got Devlin Braswell, owner and creator of, am I saying it right? Is it SIA or SIA?
It's SIA.
SIA Collective and the Boys Couture Club. It's funny because we're just talking about the Adidas Black History Month Ultra Boost fiasco. I don't know if you know about that.
Oh, the all white Black History Month shoe?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who they were honoring, the slave masters?
Oh man. Huh?
Is it too soon?
No, I mean, hey. It's funny because if anybody I knew was gonna have a hot take, it would have been you on the subject. And we were just saying, like, this is how you could tell there's not one Black designer on that team.
Yeah, I don't know how, but Adidas been missing a ball for a while now, and that was really, I just don't. You know what? Let's just be honest. We know what it is. They're not selling as much as they used to sell before, and they figured, you know what? Let's bring back the all white Ultra Boost. And just call it the Black History Month, but they really just thought that they could resell the all-white Ultra Boost. It was really no story behind that. And Ultra Boost is a sitting. Like, that wasn't even a good shoe to drop anyway. Like, it's like they don't know how to get it back. You know what I'm saying? Like, they had it, 3 years ago, they had it, And then now they don't. Like, at the end of the day, Adidas only had like 3 shoes that people had wanted at that time. It was the Yeezy, the Ultra Boost, and the NMD. We've seen the death of the NMD, and the slow death is coming in right now for the Ultra Boost. It's like you can't have your new shoe be your only shoe that you just continually put out. You know, you change the knit pattern and calling it a 2.0 or 3.0. It's still the same exact shoe. There's nothing different about it. And then the newer designs of it, like I don't know what they're calling the new Ultra Boost 2019. That one is terrible. Even Boost enthusiasts are not in love with that shoe. So it's just like they missed the mark, and they're just trying to figure out a way, you know, to get the coins back.
I agree.
I mean, what up, though? This is Guru. I feel like this, and I said this in our group chat, I feel like there's coming a point in time where usually the company rolls off on the employee, but with Adidas, I feel like the employee, which is Kanye, has rolled off on the company.
Yeah, that's actually a good point.
So I feel like that's
a good point.
So I feel like when you endorsements, you kind of go as your endorsee go. And since he has so much influence with bringing the amount of traffic and their success, I feel like it's like my mom always told me, the same thing that get you up will get you down too. And I think that's what's happening with Adidas. And I feel like, and I told them guys, we should not support any more Black History Month collaborations if no Black people were involved.
I agree.
Oh my God. Say that again. That is.
I feel like because Chinese people are not going to let you do their shoe when they have no involvement and no representation, and they will call you out on it just like the Jewish people will. Like we need to have more of a stance when it comes with all our buying power. We need to be said. And that goes for Nike too. I feel like that Harlem Fashion Row, what you did with the LeBron, it should have been done this month.
Yeah, I agree. And you know what? Next year or maybe the year after, each brand probably should post pictures of the design team behind each collection, just so we can see,
like they did with the Dornbacher.
Yeah.
Well, you know, you got, you know, like you think about it, like Nike, the Black History Month thing is kind of more new to Adidas because they didn't really do it. They did it one year where they actually did a really good job, and I want to say it was maybe 2014.
The Arthur Ashe.
Their collection was behind paying homage to
Arthur Ashe.
The dude from the Olympics, the black dude, I can't think of his name. Jesse, is it Jesse Owens?
No. Did they do Jesse Owens?
I think talking about
they did their whole Black History Month. It was white and gold. The theme colors was white and gold, and they had paid homage to Jesse Owens when he went over there in Germany, and Hitler didn't want to give him the medal. They didn't want to pay respect to him because he beat all their runners.
Yeah.
Yeah, Adidas did a collection like that at one time. And I remember Under Armour did one where they just honored their whole collection was a dedication to Muhammad Ali.
Right.
Like that's the thing that these companies need to do, because I don't understand how Nike is this big conglomerate and they can't get it past the point that, Black people, we are more than just kente cloth.
Thank you, Doug.
Like I've never in my life, maybe once or twice when I went to all black, elementary school, did we wear kente cloth at our graduation. You know what I'm saying? But
right.
That's not a part of my everyday life. We are, we're African Americans. We are descendants of Africa, but that's not really, we're more than just that cloth.
Thank you.
And then if you really get down to it, if you don't want to be lazy with it, know the history behind the kente cloth. It was designed in 1707 because these two African settlers, not settlers, but from Ghana, they saw a spider web and thought that how cool that was if they could get that woven into to a cloth, to a fabric, because of the strength of a spider web and stuff like that. So the origin behind a kente cloth is a spider web.
And also, not to cut you off, but also too, what they fail to realize is that the kente cloth, the pattern also represents where you from. So if none of us know our lineage due to slavery, so how can you really appropriate if you take this kente cloth pattern and actually market it correctly when this actually is just a reminder of we don't really know where we come from because of the slavery?
Now, see, wait a minute. Now, I will say, if they did it the first year or two and that was it, I'll be fine with that, right? But like you said, to just relegate us to kente cloth every year, is, I think, doing a disservice to the whole thing, to be honest. Because you're going to say Black history, but that's the only history you seem to really showcase or tell.
Right. And then for example, today, I made a post. I don't know if you got to see it yet. Russell Westbrook went to the game last night. He had the Super Soaker, of his new Y Not 0.2. And I'm as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, that's dope, because you know, the Super Soaker was invented by Lonnie Johnson, who was a black scientist from NASA.
Right.
And I'm like, yo, that's what your Black History Month collection should have been. A whole pay homage to, you know, to Lonnie Johnson. But they missed that mark, you know, and I went on Sneaker Bar because that's where I go on first. And I looked and they just had the story of, you know, basically why it was done. You know, two people from Nike was like, oh yeah, let's do the Super Soaker. The box is cool. It had nothing to do with knowing. I bet the two people who did it was like Kel Sharmy and this other dude, which are a white girl and a white dude. They just thought the Super Soaker was cool. But I bet you maybe Russell Westbrook doesn't even know that, yo, you know, that was invented by a black dude, that a scientist at NASA. And this was just the thing that like he did fooling around. But like, that's a story you could tell. Like that was the most likes I've gotten on a post. And it's got like over 7,500 likes right now, 200 and something comments, because I put the whole story behind that. And I'm like, this is the story you tell moving forward. You tell these cool stories that actually play into our childhoods or just things that are every day that these amazing black inventors and designers did. But, you know, you can't do that like you guys harped on. You can't do that if you're not bringing black people into the room to be the designers. Like, how are you doing a Black History Month, which is our cultures, our people, but none of us are in the room to give you a voice? It's almost like the same thing with H&M, with the coolest monkey in the jungle. You know daggone well if we was in that room, be like, hold up.
Right.
You can't have that shirt on.
Right.
He cannot have that shirt on. You put on a little white boy. Don't put it on him, because that is going to be that's going to be trouble. You're going to get the worst media coverage. That's not good. You can't put a shirt that says "I'm the coolest monkey in the jungle" on a black kid.
Or Dove, or how Dove did with the black women before you wash up with Dove soap, and then they had it clean afterwards with the white woman too. Yeah, so I was like, yeah, that's just, they lack the understanding and the diversity, and this is where I feel like we, like you said, need a voice and representation to do things the right way. And I feel like, but here's my thing though, when you start to tell the society, especially kids, how much really African Americans do contribute from the cell phone. You could did the dude who created dry cleaning, the guy who created the food for the astronauts. Like when you start telling those stories during Black History Month, now those who aren't so much of a pro-black agenda, like hold on now. Now you starting to give them credit, and I feel like the designers are cool with it. And this is from our personal visit with Nike, but the higher ups be the ones spending their hand saying like, nah. So I think those are the type of things where I think that's where it gets a little tricky at, because I feel like there should be a Mansa Musa homage shoe collection, the richest man ever to walk this earth.
Right. It'll just be gold, a gold member collection.
Like you said, it'll get down to, you know, giving us our credit. And we know, like, we all know right now they already have next year's Black History Month shoe done.
Yep.
Like, and we know there's no time spent on it. You know, they design these things in advance. They're like, okay, we're going to go Kente cloth. Let's do a all blue one with the Kente cloth behind it. Let's do a gray muted one. And that's it. And they just think that passes the smell test. And I think you said it right. Like, if we don't start becoming a part of it, we don't see these designers as doing it, don't support. I mean, I don't know who's going to support it anyway. None of that stuff looks cool to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, none of the designs they have out this year is nothing is like, ooh, I need that Kyrie. Oh, I need that LeBron. Like, I don't need any of that. That Paul George, it just looks terrible. You can't keep getting away with telling these, you know, these I don't want to curse, but these half-ass stories, because that's what they're doing. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Stop. Just don't do it. I'd rather you not do a Black History Month shoe if this is what you're going to put out.
Agreed. I just think Nike, because Adidas was so just dumb. I just think it makes
Nike got a pass.
Yeah, it was just like, you know, Nike, like, cause I think people would have been more critical of it. I know, you know, we have, cause like you said, it just seems like lazy. It's just like some half-ass, all right, let's just throw some Kente cloth on it and call it a day. And it's funny, ironically, I thought Adidas did the best, was going in the right direction with the Jesse Owens and the Arthur Ashe, collection that they did. Cause I thought, okay, instead of just doing Kente cloth, they're going after notable people throughout history and kind of basing the collection on them and their achievements. And, I don't know what happened since then. I gotta tell you though, the funniest part, I just thought about it when we were talking about the story, was that they're now trying to say that the shoe was supposed to be representative of the Harlem Renaissance, but yet there's a basketball on the insole. Well, what that got to do with the Harlem Renaissance? For anybody that knows about the Harlem Renaissance. Yes.
What?
That's what I'm saying. Like, anybody that knows anything about the Harlem Renaissance, like, it had nothing to do with basketball.
Basketball inside a running
It
shoe.
had nothing to do with
inside a running shoe.
Thing. You know, it was all about the literary and the music coming at that time.
Right. They could have put a music note on the inside or something.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
I had nothing to do with it. And it was funny because it said CBC over a basketball. And I was like, oh, okay, that's black culture, basketball.
Yeah, that they tell you what they think about us.
Yeah, y'all just hoop. That's it. Y'all hoop and rap. But anyway, let's talk about brands that are actually doing something. So your brand, Flyboy,
Couture Club.
Yes, my bad. I said Culture Club, didn't I? Couture Club. I'm sorry, Couture. Yeah, my bad. Adidas just got me all flustered today. So, like for the people that don't know, because I feel like a lot of people know who you are at this point, or at least beginning to. But for the people that don't know, like how'd you even get started?
All right, so I started actually as a sneaker customizer, and it was actually in '97. It was my first year going to college, and I had went to Queensborough Community College in Queens, New York, and I had met this dude at school. He kind of it's funny because he looked like Mace, right? And he used to dress all flashy and stuff. And we started talking. We was like, all right, because when you in college, and now mind you, in '97, we were still trying to be unique and stand out. We weren't like how it is now,
right?
And me and him had a lot in common and stuff like that. And he one day in the summer, right before we were getting out for the summer break of school, he had on some Jordan 13s. It was the red and white 13s, and he had painted the bottom where the little black sole part is, and he painted it royal blue. And that year, I believe it was like the Olympics or something. And I was like, yo, where'd you get the red, white, and blue Jordans? He was like, oh, I painted them. I was like, what? And he told me the paint he used. So I was like, that was it. I went and brought the paints. And this is before Angelus was out there like that, even though they've been around for a long time. But we go to the shoe repair shop, buy all these different paints. I started painting all the J's. Fast forward to 1999, other people started painting their shoes. And when people used to ask me, like when I had my J's, they was like, yo, where'd you get those black and yellow 14s? I was like, oh, my sister's in the army and she's stationed in Germany. These are the Jordans over there. They come in different colors. They don't come what we get in the States. So I was running that for 2 years because I wasn't trying to do it to make money. I just wanted to look different than everybody else.
Right.
So in 1999, 2000, people started actually painting their Jordans. And I was like, dudes who was painting it now, like I can paint, but I can't draw portraits and all that other kind of stuff. So dudes was painting portraits, and I was like, yeah, his Jordan's way harder than mine. He got like Bart Simpson on it, all this crazy stuff. So I was like, what could I do to stand out now? So that's when I started learning how to take the shoes apart and add fabric to them and sew fabric on top of already existing sneakers. So that's when I started doing that. And when I actually started doing that, that's when I really started making like real money in doing it. And I went to this like shoe repair shop by my house. He used to do all my mom's shoes. His name is Augie, older Italian dude. And he told me how to start doing the shoes. So I was doing that, and then I had made enough money from that to own my own barbershop. So I owned a barbershop in Queens called Nice Headquarters. So I had the barbershop for about 2 years. After 9/11 happened, my mom at the time, she had stopped working and didn't tell her she had stopped working. So she ended up needing money. So I got rid of the shop. I gave her the money and I joined the Coast Guard. Cause I always told my sister, if I make it by 25 and I'm not rich off of this shoes, fashion, or none of this stuff, I'm just going to straight up go to the military like you did. And I ended up finding out about the U.S. Coast Guard playing in a basketball tournament. And I was like, okay, they don't kill people. They don't really go to war. They're really the law enforcement of the ocean. So we do drug busts and stuff like that. I was like, that's more my alley, because I didn't want to go and have to kill somebody, because I see how a lot of soldiers come back with the PTSD and stuff like that. So I said, you know what? I'm going to give this a chance. And when I did that, I actually gave up doing shoes. Like I gave up customizing and all that. I said, I'm just going to live a regular life, work this military job, come home, go to sleep. Cause, I'm from New York, but when I was in the military, they actually moved me to California. So that's how I got to where I'm at now in the Bay Area. So that's the whole quick synopsis real quick of how I got to where I'm at now. So being in the Coast Guard, I did the Coast Guard for 11 years. But closer towards before I got out in 2011, I actually got restationed in New York City. So they gave me orders and they was like, you're going to Staten Island, which I didn't want. I didn't want to come back to New York. Like I joined the military to leave and get as far away as possible to really see life outside of what I'm comfortable with. So coming back, I actually started getting into the sneaker blogs. And then I got into looking at you guys' blogs and seeing you guys post customs. And I'm like, yo, customs is really, customs is really popular again because it died. That's the thing people don't know. Like, it was no Instagram and all of that stuff. So, you could, these things didn't live on. So without social media being able to keep carrying it, when things in a certain region got played out, that was it. You couldn't make money off it anymore. Right. So it had got played out in New York. So, but, then again, fast forward and seeing you guys post all these customs, and I'm like, then I start following the customizer you were posting. I'm seeing what they're charging. I'm like $1,000, $800. We were doing it for like 100, 150. So I'm like, it's actually real money in it. So this is why I think that everything happens for a reason and God works in mysterious ways, because I got stationed back home in New York and then found out about customs is actually popping off again. And I'm back in New York where Augie, who had taught me how to do shoes back then, I'm living right down the street from that same place now because I'm back home. So I wound up buying the old Singer machine from him and just really getting into it. But this time I'm like 34 when I get back into doing it hard body. And now I got the mind of an adult and I have kids to feed now. So now I just got like really addicted to doing it, like just to build up my Instagram following. Like every day I will post new customs. And so my name got out there and people were like, hold up, like, yo, is this the new guy? I'm like, no, I've been doing this since 97. I'm just coming back to take what's mine, right. To get my real money off of this now. So, that's how I got there. And then I wound up getting stationed back to New York again. Get back to station in California. And then I said, you know what? I'm not moving no more. My kids are getting older. They're starting to cry every time I have to leave. And I just said, you know what? I'm actually going to get out and actually give this a real shot at, my dream of being a fashion designer, sneaker designer or whatever. So I got out. I went to Fashion Institute for design and merchandising, graduated with honors in 2015. No, where was my graduation? I graduated in 2016, my bad. So I graduated 2016 in June, and then since then, I'm here now. I got the new brand SIA, FBCC line taken off, and SIA was created because I want that for my kids. So SIA stands for Somewhere in America, and that is a brand that is just family owned, and we're launching that brand actually this week, and it's only going to be available via an app. So even though I own a clothing store, I don't want it in the store. I want it only in the app. I wanted something different, something new. I've never seen a designer do this, especially a black designer come out with luxury sneakers, luxury clothes, and all of it only digital. No designer has ever done this. So I'm the first one to do that. And in the app will be like a live living space where it'll be videos or even me making some of the clothes, just introduction to my life, like documentary footage, and all of this stuff will be in the app. And the cool part about that part is that the videos that are in the app are my videos. It's not YouTube's videos. So I monetize myself with the ads that I pick to be on my app. So now I don't have to worry about YouTube monetization taking my money or having to sell all myself just to get enough followers for them to finally want to give me monetization. No, I get it from the beginning because all the videos that I put up, I own them. They're in my player inside the app. So when people are watching the tutorials that I'll post, I'll get the money from the ads, not YouTube.
That's what's up. Now, you mean you graduated 2016 and whatnot, and so it was only 2019. But you blown up pretty big though. You designing clothes for like T-Pain, Steph Curry, Steven Jackson. Like how crazy is that? How do they even reach out to you? Like how did that come about?
Well, like Steph reaches out to me because, he's in the Bay, I'm in the Bay, and he follows my page and he loves all of the things that I do with the kids. And this Christmas, my kids actually designed the Curry 6, Christmas in the Town. And we got tasked to do that last Christmas when he saw me doing the free customization classes for the kids. So for anybody listening that doesn't know, every Sunday, I teach kids 8 to 13 from Oakland how to sew and make their own clothes from scratch. It's fully funded by me. I'm not a nonprofit. I take the money off of money that I make selling my own clothes and my own shoes, and I give it right back to the community because I just feel like all of these arts and craft programs in schools, they're being removed from the schools. So like our kids are not learning any skills that's going to benefit them as they get older. So I feel like if I have this talent and I can do it, why should I wait around for a grant or anybody else to do it when it's my people that I want to help? So why should I have to wait? So I don't like waiting for anything. That's why it's not a nonprofit. I'll probably never ever put in the paperwork to make it a nonprofit because I just rather control it and do it when I want to do it because it gets done. If I want something done, I get it done right there, right then. I don't like waiting. I'm impatient. I don't like, and I don't like having to beg somebody else to do for my people. Yeah.
So with that, this guru. So with the luxury sneaker coming out, like, what's the ballpark price for that? Because I follow you, and I think.
I'm sorry. What was the question?
What was for that new luxury sneaker that you're designing, that you're doing samples for? I was saying,
is it the SIA Run one or the Augie?
The SIA Run one, the chunky sole.
Oh, the SIA Run one, we're still in the sample phase, but it's probably going to be around the same price as the VV1, because the material. So it's between $300 and $400 because making a shoe like that costs a lot of money.
Okay, cool. I just want to know so I can try to find a way to support you.
No, see, like, now it's funny because, like, here you got, ironically, this is Black History Month, but you got, young black man started his own brand, started his own sneaker line and whatnot. And so I know me and you talked plenty of times, on the phone about the issue of, like, you would think that somebody would have picked up on this. And I got to take some responsibility for Sneaker Bar Detroit because we haven't covered it like we should have either. And, it just seems funny that, we'll post all day about what DJ Khaled wore today. Right. You know what I'm saying? But we won't, like, I have heard hardly anything from any blog, about what you've been able to do.
Well, I think when we were just talking to me before we went to the interview part, like your guy there, I don't remember which one who said it, but he said, like, they're not like if you start telling these real Black history stories with these Nike shoes, then they're gonna have to give us our credit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You think, like, there's, like, all of these customized, like, mind you, I've been customizing before all of them. That's why I'm at where I'm at now. But, like, you got JBF, you got Sue Certain, you got Mosh, you got all these dope customized Kid Casso, right? But none of them are doing what I'm doing. They're still, well, Kid Casso did come out with his own shoe. But like JBF, he should have came out with his own shoe to me. I think he's a amazing talent. I think he's like a great craftsman with the stuff he puts together, but he should already have had his own shoe. Like he should have been doing what I'm doing right now, right? If he was to do this, he would get covered. Like, we know, what's the guy's name? I'm not even going to bring him up. He's not even important. But and you know who I'm talking about.
I know you're talking about.
Any credit in this interview, but some people will steal their way into a sneaker design. I'll say that about him. They'll steal somebody else's idea and make it a shoe, but he gets covered everywhere for that shoe. Even though if you write for any sneaker blog, he stole that from the Russian dude, right?
Right.
But then you have these other guys who can do it, but it's that thing. Like, I feel like me being at the talent that I have and the culture that I represent, I have to continue to do it. Like, I have to put a shoe out so these young Black kids that look up to me or that don't even know about me can start seeing, like, yo, that's a Black man right there. He went to, like, I never sold drugs, never did any of that stuff. I used to rap, right? But I owned my own barbershop at the age of 21. Then I went to the military at 25. I got out at 35, graduated college at 37. And at 38 years old, I released my first shoe. And the weird part about that, of me releasing my shoe, I never had a plan to design my own shoe. Because when people ask me, was it important or was it valuable that you went to college? Did it do something for you? And I said, you know what? I wouldn't be who I was right now if I didn't. And I say that because I went to the Fashion Institute for Design and Merchandising in San Francisco. Now, in my on my bio in Instagram, it says FITM alum, because that's the abbreviation for our school. So a guy who works in sourcing and manufacturing went to FITM, and he saw that I went to FITM. He saw me customizing all these Jordans, so he sent me a personal email. And he said, hey, if you ever want to make your own sneaker, I can help you get it done. And this was when I was still in my first year of college, and I was thinking about it, and I was like, okay, but I didn't think about it long enough to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to make my own shoe. So, but I had that email from him, and I favorited it so I could go back to it if I ever came up with the idea. So one day I'm sitting there customizing Jordans, and I'm like, you know what? I've been customizing shoes since I was 18 years old, and I'm sitting here making all of these companies shoe and their product look better. They're not offering me a job, as me being a customizer. They're like, hey, we love all the customs you do, even though some of them have actually stole the theme and done the shoe later on. And I started being like, you know what? I want to be the company where my kids could be like, no, My dad doesn't have on Jordans. My dad is like Jordan. He has his own shoes, you know. And the coolest part about like this, it's not cool. It sucks that, like you said, our story's not being told. But when I released the Veg Champ VV1, we had people camp out of my store outside. It wasn't covered on no sneaker blogs, no news, nothing. Just my own Instagram page. People flew in from different states and lined up outside the store to buy my first shoe. Now this is not hype. Because, you know, no sneaker blog was like, oh, this shoe's going to be super limited. This is by this person, such and such. This is because people genuinely saw the shoe, loved the design, and was like, he's only going to release it in store. I need to get to California to buy that shoe. And that wasn't even covered. And that's the sad part, because stories like that for young black kids, like I grew up in the projects, you know what I'm saying? They get to see somebody like them who never did it the easy way out, who never said, you know what, I'm going to sell dope and I'm going to get this money. And that's going to fund what I'm going to do. I worked hard. I worked with my own hands. And I did it the legit legal way, and I saved my money. I made sacrifices, and I continue to keep making new product. But not as I'm getting higher, am I forgetting everybody? As soon as I get higher, I pick up more kids. I pick up more of the community to be like, look at what I'm doing. You can do it.
Right. No, I mean, and for me, that's the inspiration that I get from seeing, you know, and being able to talk to you and obviously know your story and whatnot. You know, and I think like this goes back to representation. Like when you have somebody that you can see and look up to and say, okay, he did it, I can do it too. That does a lot. And
it does.
And so, you know, and so that's why like, for me, you know, one of the reasons why I fell back from writing on Sneaker Party Trade because of the podcast, cause people don't read no more. But, you know, but, I'm going to get back to it. Just like, I mean, me and you talked, we're going to do something pretty quick in the future as far as the blog or whatnot. But I do think, you know, speaking for Sneaker Party Trade and all these other blogs, I think we get to this lazy ass mode where it's just like, all right, we just follow DJ Khaled or whatever celebrity and just kind of post whatever. And they wearing the same stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like DJ Khaled wearing the Union ones like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? It's not like they doing anything unique or specific. Like he didn't create his own shoe. He just came up with his own colorway of a Jordan 3. And so, so, you know, going forward, you know, I think.
And not only that, they don't even know anything about the shoe culture. You can pull up, right. I bet you can pull up an Air Bacon and show it to DJ Khaled and be like, yo, what shoe is this? I don't know. And he's from Miami. Like you should know Air Bacon, Tim Hardaway wore those. But I bet you he wouldn't even know what an Air Bacon is.
And and the original pair that they took off the shelves because the Muslim community.
I am sitting, sitting right here in my sneaker room looking at the Air Bacon and exactly what you said. I have the pair that says Allah on the back. Right. Because they wrote the font in fire. And this is also somebody at Nike didn't know that said Allah in Muslim because you don't have our people at the table. Yeah, but then they put those shoes in the outlet and they put a bike patch on the back. Remember, I don't know if y'all remember, they sold them in the outlet and they put the square bike patch, they glued it on with rubber cement and covered the air with the black rubber bike patch. And then they resold them in the outlets.
Wow, way to go, Nike. Way to go all out.
This is what I'm talking about. Like, we know those stories because we really are about the culture. Like we was kids broke. Like, damn, I wish I could afford those. So we remember, you know, stuff that you wanted that you couldn't have as a kid. Sometimes that it holds like sometimes a hurt in your heart. Like, damn, my mom had the money that month, or you know, it was either eat or you had to get shoes. And of course, you're gonna choose eating. You know, so we have those stories as us. You know, some of us because we couldn't get it when we didn't have the money, and a lot of us, as soon as we started making money, we started making up for stuff we missed in our childhood. So these are things that we continuously live with to this day. This is how we know the culture. We don't have to go on Google and try to research something about that. We know it because we were there when it was organic, when nobody was trying to resell a shoe the same day for double. Right. Like I think that's what's wrong with a lot of the sneaker blogs is that I think people who really love the culture are just tired of it and they just sit back idle now. I just feel like there's a lot of people who work for these sneaker blogs and then they just realize all the corporate BS and they're just like, you know what? It doesn't even matter what I say. It doesn't matter what I want to talk about because one, Nike, Adidas, Under Armour, whatever, they're going to pay for this ad. And it's going to get written, and that's it. That's my job now. They're not even writing anymore because I know for a fact, like if Under Armour sends out a thing they want a press release for a shoe, they're sending it already written. So the writer's not even writing; he's just posting it with his name under it.
Yep. People forgot about the T-Bugs, the Flight Turbulence, like all those old gym shoes. Man, like people don't really really recognize and realize. So,
well, yeah, that's how you know who's in it and who's not. But I definitely, I wish we had more time because there's a lot of things I want to get into. I feel like we do this all our guests where we like, okay, we got to have you on for a part 2. But no, I definitely appreciate you coming on the show. Definitely to kick off Black History Month. And I thought it was real important to have you kind of kick it off because, like I said, you doing your own thing and you doing something unique and you doing something special that, not enough coverage is being put upon.
We really got to get it out there to our kids. We're doing a disservice to these young kids, it's a lot of kids that could benefit from hearing this thing. Like this is Black history in America. I don't know anybody else now, I'm not just designing shoes. I'm designing glasses. Like right now I can literally sit in everything I've made in. I'm talking about t-shirt, boxers, socks, shoes, jeans, jackets. I literally can sit not any designer you can name that Gucci, all of them, they can't even say that. Whoever's the head designer at Gucci cannot sit in a room and make his own shoe by himself from scratch. Right. None of these guys, all of these guys that we give all this praise to and call them designers, they don't even sew. Like, you think Fear of God, Jerry Lorenzo knows how to sew? No. You think he can make a shoe from scratch? No. We have one person in our culture, from our culture, who can actually do it all in a room. You can leave me with leather, fabric, everything, and I can come out with everything made from head to toe.
See, and I think that needs to be,
and it's not even glossed over. Even a gloss over would be appreciated. It's not even glossed over. We're not even going to tell that story. We're going to sell this hype because they have a name behind them. Oh God, if I was Kanye West's best friend or just a friend in his circle, I would be everywhere.
Right.
Because all of his friends are out there, even the ones that don't sew or can't do any of that stuff. Just because his name is attached to their name, they're like, oh, we're not going to pay Yeezy, but we'll pay Don to make a color of Jordan. We'll make him, we'll pay him because it's easier and it's cheaper than having to deal with Kanye's personality for these companies.
But I got to tell you, like, and once again, I feel like, speaking on behalf of Sneaker Bird Detroit, we dropped the ball on that. But, going forward though, like anything you got coming out, like please let me know. Like we'll do our best to promote it on both Sneaker Bird Detroit and on the podcast.
I feel like as a black man who's been in sneaker culture for a long time, I feel like the biggest problem we have, I feel like the culture is being snatched from us. Like we took all the heat in the beginning with the news, the shooting over sneakers and irresponsible with the money. And now since other ethnicities have gotten into it, which is not a problem, now they're taking the credit from the origin of it or how it's being portrayed.
Right. I would agree with that.
Preach. That's exactly what's happening. I don't even know if we have a entity that's just like, dudes really from the sneaker culture, African American dudes who have something like a sneaker bar Detroit or anything like that. Right.
But
and then once they get in it, once corporations get in it, then they start doing these little things that be like, hello, if you give it to Black Sneaker News, then we're not going to post it on our thing.
Right.
So then they start freezing you out or blackballing you from getting ads or getting the things that would keep a company running, to be able to run and have employees. If we do it, we're going to have to do it to the point where we make enough noise from it off our own money to where they be like, you know what? We found out you guys actually have a voice in the sneaker community. Now we want to deal with you.
Right.
But these other guys, they don't have to go through the hula hoops for that. Once we make them come to us, then we have some say. But if we don't get to the level where we can force them to come to us, like me, like I'm going to force them to come to me. I'm not working for Nike or anything. If they want to do any of these companies want to do anything with me, they got to come to me and they got to come correct. Like I'm not filling out anything for them, like no job application. First of all, I'm never working for anybody again in my life. I made that promise a long time ago. But like if they want to have a partnership, you have to come to me, because I'm going to make my name so hot, that you're going to be like, damn, he's one of the dopest designers of the 21st century. And we got to start messing with him. Like his kicks is fire, it'll take a while, but even if it don't, I don't care. I'm independent. I can sell one run of shoes and make enough to pay for my whole year of living off of one run of shoes. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I got 5 in the stash. So that tells you right now, I already got a 5-year plan done. Already got 5 in the stash, shoes that y'all haven't even seen yet. That's still in the sample phase.
But maybe you could do a collab with Adidas and they put your logo on the insole. But no, I love, man, you know, it's always fun having you on, man. Whenever we talk, man, it'd be like 3-hour conversations.
Put your logo on the insole.
Right.
That's the first thing to rub off, too.
That's right. But we definitely got to have you back in the show in the future, man. But like I said, if there's anything you have going on, any collabs or any product you got coming out, please do not hesitate to let us know. Like I said, I'll try my best to get on Sneaker Buddy Trey, and we'll definitely talk about it on the show.
Most definitely. Thanks again, guys, for having me on. You guys have a great night.
Yes, sir. You too.
Take care, man.
All right. You too, man.
Once again, that is Mr. Devlin Braswell. He is AKA D-Nice, AKA FBCC Bay Area, creator and owner of the SIA Collective and the Boys Couture Club. I'm sorry, I keep saying I want to say culture. Definitely check him out. You can follow him on Instagram for sure by just simply going to FBCC Bay Area. It is a private page, so you got to get his approval to even follow him. But anyway, let's get right to it. Release dates brought to you by Sneaker Bar Detroit, the number one source of sneaker news and release dates. Thursday, February 7th, you got a number of shoes. You got the off-white Nike Air Max 90s. You got the Desert Ore and the black pair. You got a Nike Air Max 97 LX Anthracite, Amarillo, and Summit White. You have 2 Air Max 270s, Black Photo Blue, Wolf Gray University Red, the Eddie Wong Special Edition Adidas Ultra Boost Chinese New Year, the Adidas Taekwondo, got 2 colorways, black gum and white gum. Friday, February 8th, you got the Emotionally Unavailable Special Edition Nike Air Force One. I know Francis probably get 2 pairs.
Trash.
You don't like those?
Hell no.
Oh, wow. You have the Nike Air Max 97, 2 colorways, white game royal, metallic silver, University Red, and Realtree. One is like extra super long and the other one was just straight to the point. You also have the Nike Zoom LeBron 3 white navy, Nike PG 3 black white, and the Under Armour Curry 6 working go excellence. Saturday, February 9th, you have the Air Jordan Retro 9 UNC, the Air Jordan Retro 4 GS Trueberry, Nike Air Max Plus Premium Photo Blue Wolf Gray, Overkill Special Edition Adidas Consortium ZX 10,000 C. I can if I want to. Now, what's dope about this shoe is 3 pairs come in, not 3 pairs, but like 3 shoes. So right, left, and then depending on, and it's kind of that random when you either get a right pair or a left pair, but it's like 3 shoes in the box. So you can kind of switch it up.
That's doing too much.
I don't know. It's kind of cool. I thought I'm actually giving
a bunch of like mismatched shoes in the box.
Well, they all are different, but yes. I know it's kind of cool. I thought it was kind of cool.
Maybe the real Black History Month shoe might be in there.
Yeah. You also have the Adidas ZX 4000 4D, the David Abadia Special Edition Puma collection. The Tokyo Design Studio has 2 New Balance 997 collabs. They got a gray pair and a black pair. Tuesday, February 12th, you have the Nike Air Max 720 Saturn AS Black Dynamic Yellow. Wednesday, February 13th, you have the Social Status Air Jordan 6. Thursday, February 14th, you have the Nike KD 11 Pearl. You got the Nike Women's Floral Collection, the Travis Scott Air Jordan 33, and the Women's Air Jordan Retro 1 High OG Blue Chill. Friday, February 15th.
Jumpman Bostic's birthday.
There you go. You're getting older, right? Or younger? Is it like Benjamin Button or you getting older?
No, I'm getting old. 3 days older than Pepper, 2 days older than Salt.
Friday, February 15th, you have the Air Jordan Retro 1 High Turbo Green, the PG3 All-Star, the Nike Little Posit 1 Hornets, the Under Armour Curry 6 High Vis Yellow, and then Saturday, February 16th, you have the Air Jordan Retro 6 Black Infrared, the Rocket Nike Carry 5, and the Adidas Next Level Shock Red. So anyway, that about wraps up this week's show. Thank you for all you guys. Love you for supporting us. Episode 202. We'll see you next week for 203. We love you. We out.
Peace.